we chatie unda we chatie lam nun an man du na we Padiet den ti jen tie jan we ba tie u pialo gup dun to rawatin Iran to America, Australia, Canada, South Sudan, particularly Malut people which are modo dia phong ma like nyaro beta rewo pial gup alhamdulillah le yanana man chengan ka kin change ka is too cold la le pay te do wo na ngor le to ko malan ran ngor ga chang sweater just want to pass say for you guys how are you yana kana ke ka ba da kon pass nang we ba na vi din tin hun ka da tie ya che ke din hun ba tie ya ka won chi ka wo ta ban ro lel ba da la a che yen te chin ka ba la kwa ko ke ban kulu ai ran ko bi ke den bi pinga ya ka ban ke din ta ban en chi ke da kwen le ni da le wo pi wo ko we mi ka malu da ya kana ko ka da lim le we wo dia. It's something I just want to talk about it, and it's not something I want to talk about it, by the way. I don't want to put it at that point. It's just like people are trying to be a little bit nervous, scared for talking nonsense and put themselves in a way of panic and everything. There's no such a thing. We all deserve to live with due respect. And we do really deserve to live in peace, loving one another and treating one another equally. So it's something I just want to say mukuba alaikum. Lepi chikon chiki chakting ukalo rundun kaga ke ka wona ke danga ke den tin ke da jo kwen ma da ka kwan wona ke chika chwe jal wuti no kara wona ke chika ko boy ka chika tul wut bo nya le ya u pyo real ku buru bu pyo du ke we jala ko ke we jal malut kaga ka da ko kan lim le we wode bu pyo toral ku bu ngi che te wona yene de che daman wona yene de ke lo ko chi ko ka gi na che ko chi dak ko ta ban ne chi dak ro yan kana che ke de mi wo ja de ay ro de no le ro aka bo lim ko mi ko wut bo lim ko we wut pa na yel bu rati no lo ko no pinde mi pi dai ke chi ke na bi ra ba lo na chi ra lo ya ka kwa ga chi ngi no no ke bo ke test ke bo ke de ga wona chi ke bi che tan ke ka ga yo ke chu to ting ro no ko yinga ka kana ban welim to ko pe torel ku bu dating no ka kwan wuta ban ke chi ka dalwo a chi ke bi pan wo ya de ga dali ni rana ya ka yengora ya ke jam tin tong e to ga jam chi tin kana ka to ba da go ta ban chi pyo to no tong ja ka kana bongor ko lo ni pin ko lo ko le wel ke chiri kene wek bai ayok a chira balewa ya abur da ti ku bur dalim le pi dai jaban to ko pyo toral ku yoro ting ngolo ra piri malut wunda we are living for malut and we will die for malut kuna de go ka da wode ku chu pyo ta ka na de kamuri ya gude ya chi ka bi pen jam chan ka ba jam thi ne chi ko ba lwel gude ka jam tin de ka won chi ka ya ka ma ko bu ko tan bandit nyali we ken bi ka taw chin chen de ko buru dalim bu ko pala cha wai ko ka ka to ka ya na yo ka chen di du ta ban en ba kwen ke go kran lik le ka lik ku ka chi jam ko ka jam ki a che da man wo ko no tin daman ko buru go chat kang ko daman ko on buru buru da yo ke no nga ke chigi de ko daman chigi luel ke de luel le biak de le biak dian those things ha yok bil fala na cheke ka daman ke tawtin no pi de no tin kana ka taw na de ke rating ni kam ke de ra kwen ga yo ka che cha wa ya brand bi ke da wona yin chigi taw you can express yourself whatever the view you're trying to describe to people. Those are the things we can, put ourselves together. So the only issue things, and what I'm trying to talk about it, is just like a sign of being a little bit aggressive. People are trying to be aggressive to one another, and such a languages and whatever the thing you're trying to put yourself in a position which is not belong to you. You can't even attempt try to put yourself together, and then you can talk. Bringing the truth and make people believe. If you are the one and being describe yourself into the position which were not even attempt to be credited into you, there's no such attack to attack people, or there's no such a threat. You're trying to threat people. We don't see anybody there who has authority to try to threat anyone when it's come to the time for our motherland as Malut people. You are mistaken. Your wrongdoing is not something you can just try to put yourself in, putting a pressure on people and trying to scare them, or trying to put yourself, okay, you are a tough man. Such a thing, we all believe it cannot lead us nowhere. Otherwise, a language should be responded based on the language. Because we know one another in Malut. And we know who are the people of Malut. So to get people in a position of living in a love cannot be just trying to put in a air and let everybody listen to what they are trying to say to us. When you are the master of being self-hatred into your own community and disrespectful, it doesn't matter whatever we call it during the SPLA. You know what you have done, and you know who you are. And that's why people are so messed up in Malut, because of the hatred you've been growing it among those young children. So to be in a position of having this such a turn among the community, you're going to lose. You don't have a time. It's your time to look at it and count your fingers. How many fingers you are trying to have, and putting yourself like carrying this such a hatred you've been having in the community. But the reality we all have to tell to one another. Malut is not anybody's property. It's our motherland, and if you are doing the wrong thing, there are people out there. You have to be judged, and you have to be told for your wrongdoing. Otherwise, you have a choice. Take it personally, or the systems can apply to anyone. We all do understand that, and we all do respect. Malut is not the Malut of 60s. Malut is not a Malut of 85. Malut is a Malut from 2002. Up to now, that's what the Malut. When you were trying to call Malut, because there was nobody was left in that time, calling it 86, 88, and 89. I'm not going to be talking about 1993 or 1996. But do not threat people in a point of level being so hungry when you are the one who taught them. The mess up which is taking place now in Malut cannot be put it into somebody's hand when we know they are all well clear by the detail. And that's why you are so scared. You're so scared in trying to make yourself a room. Threatening. But threatening is not going to help you. Threatening is going to make it worse for you. And it's going to make it worse for your history. And even in backgrounds, it's not going to be good for you. This is a new generation. And this is a different Maluth mind. Being arrested, you are the one who will be arrested. Your characters, your misbehave, disrespectful to the people of Malut, will put you in a position of investigations. We are not there by name. We are there by the actions and the mission. What have you done? What have you done? What about the action you can describe to Malut? Disrespect was being grown up in you until it was done physically. So trying to think about Malut people. We said we want to talk. Yes, we will talk. And it's a time to talk. This is 2021. It's not 1987. This is not 88. It's not even 89 or 1992. It's not. Being a failure as the son of a Malut will never take us in a position of being quiet. Because there's nobody else there who you are going to talk about their name. It's us. So no one has a right trying to run Malut as a property. You don't have an authority there. And there's no one in Malut allowed to put himself in a manipulation, trying to manipulate the whole situation and calling it his mine. So I have a right to tell you this is not the way it's supposed to be done. No, you are completely 100% wrong. You're not in that point. Let us be really true to one another. Let us be truly to one another. What we are talking about Malut is about what is destroying the Malut. And what people are telling you people is what we saw and it's what we've been done since when the person was a child. Until the children of that person are getting older. And you telling us, I do love the way how you running the Malut. No. Even though you are not even in a position of trying to run the position of a job. We don't see, or I don't even see any energy there from you. You are hitting to 70s and you still calling yourself, you are in a position of running the community affair. Who are you? And who are you guys? Who are you? Abandoning all of those kind of age, we know if we come to in a modern system, you should judge yourself. If there's no any dictator there. So we need to look at the point when you're trying to being misbehave. using all of those old mentality. Not everyone will buy that. Not everyone will buy such a thing. Not everybody. Enough is enough for Malut. They can't even speak on behalf of their own people. And then they become a little bit, you know what, I am somebody when there is a complaining going on inside the community, and they try to show themselves like they are the most powerful people. When you have been looted, when you have been betraying, selling the property of the community, using it as something like you're making yourself better to end one of them, whoever your puppet there. We quite understand as Malusans. Are we complaining about what has been taking place? That's not the case. The case is about losing the generations. That's the problem. What is your action? Action because of protecting, because of your position? That's the only case. We all understand that. But no. We are losing life. That is the argument of a person like me. We quite fully understand destroying the old Malut. We know that. Everybody witnesses in any corner in Malut. But shame on you. Your own house, you turn it around it and then looting it to yourself. Your own place where you can go and sleep and having a confident, life. But the hatred forces you to go into that level. Selfish egos put you guys there and destroying those Malus. And you are threatening everybody not to be aware. There's nothing was taking place in Malut. I fully don't buy that. We have a lot of issues in Malut, but they cannot be resolved by the language of aggressively. It's not going to happen that way. Or in a tone of using a threat tones. It's not going to be accepted by people who know what it really needs to be done in Malut. So I'm not in a position of being argued with anyone. And I'm really, really serious about this. I'm serious about this. Whatever the wrongdoing, whatever the thing you've been doing for your life, we don't see any credit. We don't see any credit from all of you. But your time is coming. And that time is the time for you to understand. It's time for you to understand. We will put people in a position of a general inquiry of investigation for a corruption in Malut. That's the position we are going to apply to you. And it's not a secret. It's not a secret. Does the thing make you scared, like threatening people? No, we are ready. We already told you that. And I know that. Yes, from the 60s, and now this is from the 70s, from the 75 to 88. These other generation are going to fight with you. We want to make sure. Otherwise, you change your attitude and put everything together and let people talk to you, and you have to do what they need. Whatever the requirement they require must be put it in accomplishly by your side. And you make sure you accomplish the job. That's the way they are going to put you. If you change, you work for them, not they work for you. And you're making them work for you, that's the language you're using. That's what you've been teaching to the people. Are we there? Are we going to accept that? No. If you are a cheater, if you are a looter, if you are corrupted, whatever there, unnecessary. About the Malut community, any son of Malut has a right. Has a right to question any question really. Make him interested about it. So destroying the Maluts is not a shame thing to make people angry. It's something that have to be said. Even though if you don't talk about the Malut, everybody has a right to ask you, why are you guys so quiet? And why are you so quiet? Who you are representing? You work for them, not them working for you. So you should be like completely 100% updating them. Not about trying to put yourself, you know what, you do this for me. No, you're going to be doing it for us. And we're going to be doing it for you to investigate it. Whatever the necessary thing. We will do it. It's not a threat thing. We have to go. Look, cái là lock tông mối. Nó loẹt. Nó chưa có khỏi dám. Nó chưa có khỏi dám. We're not going to be talking about whatever you've been, people are really aware and scared and done. You working hard. Again, it's the new generation. Dividing them because of your little garbage, wealth, looting money, curse. That's what you're trying to divide our community. Especially the new generation. Those youths. Using them in a different way, it's not going to happen that way. That's the way how Malusi is not going to be run. Prizing people? No, that's not how it's going to work. So you need to put yourself together. Don't waste your time for threatening. And don't waste your time for like, you know what, they're going to be quiet. They already put themselves in a position. They are in a mission. So I believe we are in a mission. We are in a mission of peace to make Malut look great. That's the mission we are into it. Malut bichin ki cho lum wala chue wala nga. En Malut te wan chinga yen ga. Malut dun ka ba khode ken chak le la bi loy kwe da won yin chi ya yok yi ngak da ngak. A chu bo nyaay. Chu bo nyaay chen ke dong Malut. Ki chak nyang bi ten ke dong Malut ta na liu. Ko ja ku di tera ran we yiram be le tim na ja chom ko la wan Malut ka top yakana. Tim ja chom da. I don't want to talk about that. Whatever else. Lula rande. Yene kelor ki chiki chak tingen lula ku ya bu du ku lentin. Angai ko. Second pagana mu masa ban. That's the life in the Malus has to be run. Selling Malus hours, that's during the Pagan when you guys are really associated to him. And making all of this garbage stuff business. Now it appear again. And you guys are telling us not to talk about it. It's a community is losing, not you losing. You're gaining because of your selfishness. But who give you that authorizations? No one. So we're not going to be quiet for such a thing, which is taking place now. What will you get there in Malakal? Nothing. What will you get there from this guy? Nothing. Because of your self-interest. It's not going to be sold this time. No more. No more. We didn't even have an official before when Malakal was running. Or whatever the government. Our children didn't get anything there. So the community first for you to look at their interests. But I know you weren't even like understanding what is the word of interest, by the way. So I'm really a little bit shocked for your attitude. But let me be clear. Being a loser, you're going to be the loser. You guys' time is up. It's another time now for you guys to try to put yourself in front of us again and trying to silence anyone. It's over. It is really completely over. Time to talk. When you were there to representing them. Protect their interests. And have the missions, if there is any necessary things, need to be resolved. Security and all of this, whatever is taking place in Malut community, it is you guys' responsibility. Have anyone really pressed such a thing in a level to make people aware? But when it's something going inside Malut itself with its own property, those are the things we see you guys appear. But don't appear for outsiders. Don't appear for the community. What is really affecting them? Don't appear about the Malut interests. Division, that's what we understand from you. Never have one day about the Malut issue and having a conference. Have you? Talking about the leadership every single day. But no, it's over. This is the Malut time, Malut sons. Let us respect one another. Otherwise, don't destroy your image. And I quite understand. You already destroyed. You don't achieve it. You have no any such things in your life to be ashamed. Because you're familiar to it. So back it off. Let the Malut children have their own clear mind and be a little bit cautious about their safety. Malut children are not safe. Community itself is not safe. And what is that blame we have to go to? It will go to you guys. So no such an argument about this. The language of calling, you know what, I will bring you is a corruption mind language. We know that. Because you know, I buy you, you take this, you will do this. Such a system is going to be abolished. So I believe we are capable to not to buy such a whatever language you are using. That's your mind and that's your lifestyle. A game you guys been playing to your own community. Running now to this government, you're trying to put yourself into it. What are you protecting it? What is your interest now? What do you have really you are going to gain? Same thing, the movement of Pagana Mum, what you guys have been doing. It's already been seen, the attitude. So we are going to talk. Doing wrong things is not something to make everybody be looking at. It's a shame to talk about it. Because how did he do it? Why is not ashamed for doing it? So people have to be ashamed for saying it? Doesn't make no sense there. So my message and my little bit, concern, time to revise yourself with your attitude. We had enough from you guys' time game. Enough is enough. It's a new Malut. Let those young generation of Malut run whatever the way how they look at it. Unnecessary things in Malut has to be cut off. We need something will benefit our people. Malut don't have a school because you know what's up. You know what is really taking place. You know exactly. No teachers, you know exactly why we don't have it. No development about the Malut, you are the one. So what are you guys trying to telling us here? There is something going on in Malut. People are talking negative or talking positively. Or you try to put yourself to being called, busted man. You get busted. That's the reason why it's so ashamed. So people are going to really be serious about their own community. No time for silence. You are just wasting your time. You are wasting your time. Seem like you don't even know who you brought into this. We have children are really get their own certificate, and they can't even get themselves in a position. Why? Have you prepared anything about them? Did you guys prepare, or just getting rid of whatever we call it, 3%, running about the scholarship, all of this nonsense? Where did you guys put them? In your pocket. Little minority people, and numbers which is not even can be capable for Malut. We should be having more than even like 400 children, more than even 1,000, to be educated outsiders. If you guys do have really interested about the Malut issue, have you guys done that? But looting it, and you telling us don't talk. It's over. It's over. It's time for your children now to talk, to see what is need. It's not about I want to put you there, my son. It's not about what you are. You're having this, so I'm going to find you something. That's not the language here we are using as a community of Malut. That's not the language. Maluts, whoever capable in Malut, has the right to do whatever they need. It's not about like offering the position. They are outside their study, and they have to be given whatever they study for. So we don't want to put ourselves in a position of, my son, my daughter, my niece. All of those will cause a chaos. And that's a division language, what you've been used. And that's why Maluts are so really confused. And people are trying to find out what is really going on. What's really going on in Malut community. Seeing a capital is something everybody think, okay, those are the really life. When you don't question yourself, how did this person get the capital? How? From where? This is the only question any son of Malut has to know. But we all know that. Everybody know it. And then you're still running until you trying to come inside and say, you know what? Don't say anything. I will harm you. What a damn joke. You have done the horrible things and you are still talking. What are you trying to say? So respect yourself. Respect yourself. And it's a time to respect one another. And let Malut live with love. That's what we really deserve. We deserve to live in love. Respecting one another. And let us see where are we going to take Malut. Taking Malut where? Backward or frontward? Are we going to use the language of this, those are, a name? That's not the way how we're going to run Malut. But I know you are scared for somehow. We know exactly what is taking place. That's why you're so anxiously. And it's going to be over very soon. Everything has a time. Everything has a time. Your position is up. It's up. The energy generation has to go into those levels, not you people. Having a conference and you falling asleep and people are trying to talk about, I am this, is over because of the age is telling you. Its age is telling you. You don't have enough energy for you now. Time for you now to go and do a normal thing. But a long run talking in a conference, you will never afford that. And you trying to talk? What are we talking about here? The energetic people has to go. It's their time. But shame on you. You never even like it. Chen chang ri hagan dom ga de khot li guni ke ya ga ba e khot ko khot ta ga jo chum khot ba ga jo ba long nyang wo khot chen na ga ra le la yen ti dia na cha loy yi ga jo tuer ke chingu taman le ga wut but ko na ga de ke ti won chi jo loy ke khot ko chi ga jo loy na se chi la no ke khot ka de khot ti lu rat de khot ti dom ga ba de ko cha ga chum ko won ga long lot ti je ra cha ran le la le bara ba loy la bara le based on your knowledge, based on your education. Bajula jal ge awore ba la lu salam ko de ko chaka chom ko un chaka nyang pin abuta okay ko ka e ko chaka chom ke nu ke won da chal tiel corruptions. My friend, that is the only way you guys have to put yourself in a position. But that's not the case. Interest, mission will never take Malut community into a life of looking about the, a future of Malut. If we are not going to drop such my friends and such my cousins, then Malut will never come to the way we need it. The way you guys are living, like you are living there as a guest. Wundu ne jaga ba chengi ko chiga ka we kaman. Yak yo gonna be palen one jenga lel me kura dai ko lo randit. So wo go tun jogo we tinka na ko we. Yo tinga sa we chika won danim lab chika to ut. Wun de ran le wun gna we na wun dia wun chi lab dian tawtin. Kayan lan ba din loy ki din won ka ba loy. Ma yegro wor kun wuti. Takamit kuna wana kega miga so ban kun. Your friends, those who were in front line with you, let them having a good life with education. Can you build that? Have you guys talked about all of these such things? But we ring bas ache un chiko biching. Lak Pedro Orban Kulu. What is this? Lela duga jam. Nguko ya yana nguko no. Ti jaw ko courage. Awaj. Bugu lela ko lo gna awaj. So wachira mimito. Wichang wut ko wachi ko wada bana wachi kakat. He wul chi ya njong ya yana diede ne men malut. Ngona kini ja nyot ke malut. Ye ko we ga yete na jarana jam no ko bi ti randang. Je lela yara wo na re mentno. Na lela yemen malut ye lo yinchi ke chi nyin godpen. But when dina lela yan men malut tonom nyin ya tonom nyala lew. Because you guys know what you done to yourself. You guys feel ashamed in your government level too. What is all this about it? Embarrassing the whole community image. Angai wei te ran wot ban era jolo la yan men malu ka tonom nyala angai wei. Ta ko ta bien ban kula yi ko woni ci de jam na ko. Ka ci ka bi de wok wal bi de we. E do kan krir jolo ban wur kan. Cham pal we ran ko bi jam no kre cham. A ci we yu no kre cham ko ran got. Elwet. Wo ci be mat wa te. Wo ci be mat. Wo ko bo ga bu la. Yana chingi dien di dun balwel inte dien un bikidi bato kaje tan but ana da piwo jamdi mema chin michela kayin duka ena duka tiet kulukul ete wo godin gana wo chibi tong na ra wo chibi tong din chala rum jok elwet wo cha rum jok ten chawo yu piot gana dulen wo le gala na ra bre ko wo man tanya rum jok ajira bu kong loy tilera la town wo nyin Kena ekabalakin kokabalagwe. We are in a mission of putting Malut together. It's not about destroying Malut or hatred. We are in a mission to put Malut where everybody will ask you where are you from, and then you said I'm from Malut. In a way, that person will be scared. Not like you putting yourself, oh, I am from Malut. No, because we know the history and the image. What you have done to Malut people. It's making you guys ashamed to yourself. That's why you always say Malut in putting your head down. What is the first thing that they will talk about it? What you guys destroy. Everybody know that. What is really taking place in Malut. But when you look at it, and that point is really a shame you. Yana chinga chi wood. Chela chinga wun kana chinga chi wood. Dog gonna be kwenga. Kwenga. We ga lay bag ba ko taw jeb kuni. Le ci ko jam. Ma le len. Ko ci romat. Ka deug yak ma lu be le. belwele che banya ko bain du yak jola ko ko ring na bagan la wai no ka ko wut ka mit kun che ye che ke belwe dor kana shame on you guys like chi gon bak dor yang wuti ka jo gai pega one commissioner out pega the commissioner out jak lo ke chit ke yan e ngo kana ja randaya e ka di ka lo mit ko wut. And that's where your image become a fear to everybody. What happened to Malut? That commissioner is off. What happened to Malut? Oh, another commissioner was off. All of this. You need to allow the Yuot. I check it thing. Book like we go at the Kicheli. A kiting be. And why are you bringing such an image to us? Do you think everybody will buy that? I don't buy it. We put Malut in a way everybody will say it right. Make it understand. If you want to go to business Malut, go to Malut. But not like, telling your friend, you know what, yeah, I'm from Malut, but please don't go there. Because you are the chimneys. Chingira chinguti. Ona ga ngoban kula liwi. Ege yak yo kamana big yo lel ni la yo gal bijola jam no galak. But you get busted. That's the problem here. So you have to face it. Your failure has to be put in a board and make up a board. Read it. And the son of Malus have to read it because the other chimneys will never go nowhere. So we will put everybody on file and let them understand, let the world understand. Those who call Malus should not be that foreign. A place where there is oil. And look at it. Are you telling us we're not going to be asking you about this? So you've been doing these things. That's discredit to the image of the community. It's your fault. You fail to the point. So let us not threat one another. Let us try to have a peace and a love. And let Malut's children understand what do they need to be done. And what is their dream about their own community and generally Malut people. So and I'm not really putting you in a position of arguing. No. So don't threat and send them a look. Don't use an aggressive tones because you the one. There are a lot of image in front of you. Okay, bye.